What if a few clever tweaks could transform your animation into a cinematic masterpiece? Curious how? Stick around, we're diving in effects and compositing, making it simple and stunning. Welcome back to our Blender 2D animation series for beginners. Today, we're wrapping up your masterpiece by rendering the animation, adding effects and compositing. We'll cover grease pencil effects for quick polish, dive into the compositor for advanced tweaks like bloom, grain, color correction, then set up and render your final output. Let's make your work shine! If you want to follow along this lesson, don't forget to get the source files for free. Link is in the description below. First up, let's add some effects directly to your grease pencil object. This is super quick and happens right in the Properties panel. No fancy nodes yet. Select your grease pencil object in the outliner, then head to the right side Properties panel and click on the Effects tab. It's the one with the little magic wand icon. Effects here are like filters stacked on your grease pencil strokes and fills. You can add, reorder or toggle them with the checkboxes. These are non-destructive, so experiment freely. Preview in the viewport with the Eevee renderer for real-time feedback. Let's start with glow. Hit the Add Effect button, choose Glow from the list, select Luminance mode, choose Add as a blending mode. Find the sweet spot for the threshold to catch those bright highlights. Adjust opacity for how strong the glow is, and tweak size for the spread. Boom! Your colors pop without overdoing it. See how it adds that dreamy halo around the edges. Perfect for making your animation feel warm and cozy. Next, Rim Light. Add a new effect and pick Rim. This simulates a backlight, giving your character a subtle outline glow very quickly. Same as before, select Add as a blending mode, pick the rim light color, play with offset to position it, and the blur to make it smoother. Samples control the quality of the blur. To soften those sharp digital lines, add a blur effect. Select the size quite low to gently diffuse the edges. This makes everything look more vintage and less like a vector graphic. Don't go too high or it'll turn mushy. Finally, for blending into the background better, add a Colorize effect. Choose Custom mode and pick a subtle hue that matches your scene's vibe. In my case, it's greenish tones. Adjust the factor slider to dial in the strength. This unifies your animation with any background you're using, making it feel integrated rather than slapped on. There are also cool effects like shadow, pixelate and wave distortion for some specific cases. Or you can set up the blur effect to the depth of field mode and it will use the camera depth settings to blur the grease pencil. Cool, isn't it? Stack these effects in the order that works best. Easy wins, right? Did you know that this video is sponsored by you? If you want to help the channel, consider becoming a member or joining my Patreon, or simply share it with your friends. Your support is much appreciated. Now for the real powerhouse, the Compositor. This is where we level up with node-based magic that affect the whole render. First, if you don't have the tab, add it in the top panel. Press plus icon, General, Compositing. Switch to the Compositing tab and check Use Nodes. Quick explainer. Nodes are like building blocks. You start with the input node like render layers, which grabs your scene's render, run it through effects or adjustment nodes, the fun stuff, and end with an output, the composite node. Connect them by dragging noodles from output sockets on the right side to input sockets on the left side. Here's a quick demo. Let's add basic bloom. From the Add menu, go to Filter, Glare. Pick Bloom type, that's your bloom. Connect Render Layer's image output to Glare's image input. Then Glare's output to Composite's input. Tweak threshold, strength, size and tint to your liking. To see the result in the Compositor tab, render the image and also press Add Output Viewer. Now you can preview the results of any output socket. To set up the position, go to the View tab on the right and under the Backdrop section, set the position and zoom of the preview. You can also preview in the viewport by enabling Compositor in the viewport settings for the current camera, but it can get CPU heavy. And here is your bloom! Instant polish! Let's build a chain. I start with blurring the image slightly and mixing it with the unblurred one using color blending mode to add a bit of color bleed. Add the blur node from Add, Filter, Blur. Then select a mix color node from Color, Mix menu. Connect image output from the render layer to both mix node and the blur node, and then connect the blur node output to the mix. Select color as a blending mode and set the mix strength using the factor. Then I run it through the glare node and add the bloom effect I mentioned before. After the basic bloom, I love adding lens distortion from the transform menu. Switch it to the projector mode and add a tiny amount of dispersion to get a chromatic aberrations to mimic the vintage look. For the grain, I used a custom-made video file. To load it, select Add, Input Image and load the video. Mix it into the result using overlay with the factor set to 0.1 or 0.2 to add just a bit of grain. Then, to bring back some sharpness we lost using lens distortion, add the filter node from the Add Filter menu and choose Box Sharpen and also set the factor to some small number. And lastly, another way of doing animated depth of field is by using the Defocus node. Add Filter, Blur, Defocus. Bring the previous results into the image input and connect the depth output from the rendered layers node. If you don't have depth output there, in the View Layer Properties on the right side enable Z-Path. To animate the defocus node, keyframe the f-stop. Right-click and insert keyframe, and it will then show up in the dope sheet or graph editor as an animated channel. Mix and match these nodes, play with different settings to get the results you want. It's not as fancy as DaVinci Resolve or After Effects, but it gets the job done within one program for quicker iteration. Alright, time to render. Head to Output Properties. Set resolution to Full HD, or whatever your target is. For output, choose a folder, set file format to FFmpeg, container MPEG-4 or QuickTime, codec H.264 for compatibility, and use high-quality preset. If you need transparency, use a PNG sequence instead, great for compositing elsewhere. Set start and end frame to cover your animation. Test a single frame with F12. I also like to test the animation on a smaller resolution before committing to a high-quality renders by setting the resolution to 50% or lower in the Output tab. Hit Ctrl F12 or go to the Render menu and press Render Animation. Pro tip: use Eevee for fast 2D renders, Cycles for fancier stuff, but it's slower. Switch in Render Properties. There you have it, your animation rendered with beautiful effects and composited like a pro. Bloom and grain for vintage feel, color correction for mood, and animated dove for cinematic flair. Was it helpful? Drop a comment below what effects do you wanna see next. If you made this far, smash that like button and subscribe for more. If you enjoy my videos, support me on Patreon, Gumroad or become a member. That helps a lot. Thanks for watching and catch you in the next one.